Ghost footage definitely freaks me out, and in today's video, there's footage from a menacing voice heard in a tunnel to a strange figure floating on top of the crowd. Some are saying this ghost footage is not real, but I'll leave that down to you. The first one we have, the light switch moving on its own. This is potentially some of the most obvious ghost footage I've ever seen.
Doing it again. That switch down there is on. You can see it past my shaking. This one is on, okay? It's Mom. See what I mean? It's fucking. You can hear it. You fucking. Mom, nope, no.
As explained in both the video and accompanying Reddit post, the video was captured in the uploader's mum's house. In the hallway in question is a singular light controlled by two separate switches, keeping the camera on both switches as much as possible while still showing the light. The uploader points that both switches are clearly on the on position. While this seems like nothing particularly creepy, the hallway light begins to turn off and then on again by itself. Much more prolonged than a simple flicker, it is clear the light is actually being turned off and on again. As the light goes off the second time, the switch nearest to the uploader is clearly visibly switched to the off position, with nothing and no one anywhere near the switch. If you slow the footage down, you can clearly see the switch flick downwards. Many viewers have concluded that something supernatural, some invisible spirit is messing around with the switch, purposefully turning the light off and on again. Rightly so. The uploader quickly nopes out of there, genuinely freaked out by the odd event he had just witnessed, and we can't blame him. As the Reddit post explains, the uploader's mother continues to live in the home, which has been a hotbed of odd experiences and potential supernatural events for years. The uploader of this video is a self-professed paranormal enthusiast and ghost hunter. After hearing about one of the scarier sites of paranormal activity in Massachusetts, the uploader decided to take his new GoPro and a friend to see what the hype was about, attempting to get some legitimate ghost footage along the way. The site that the two chose happened to be a tunnel known as the Bloody Pit. Having heard stories about the tunnel, the two remained unconvinced that it could have possibly been as bad as the stories led on.
What was that? Did you hear that shit?
Yeah. I swear I just heard a voice.
What they found there, however, would go on to haunt them for years to come. Having earned the nickname due to over 200 people who reportedly died creating the mountain tunnel, the tunnel has a rich past, allowing for ample haunting opportunities. What's more, the secluded tunnel has more recently been the site of a murder and numerous other crimes, leading law enforcement to effectively ban people from visiting the spot. Deciding the risk was worth it, the uploader and his friends made their journey into the tunnel, only to capture some seriously spooky audio. While standing in the tunnel, what sounds like a woman's voice can be heard, picked up on the GoPro. Her words are, "You're gonna die," and they can be heard repeated over and over. Low and distorted, her words are partially disguised but seem to easily match the subtitles provided by the uploader. Distinctly ominous, the uploader explains in his Reddit post that the words have haunted him ever since, and understandably so. This creepy clip seems to depict a ghost in the most traditional envisioning there is, in the middle of a large crowd at night. A strange white figure can be seen floating through the air. The figure appears as white and billowing, being high above the crowd, much like the traditional and cartoony depictions of ghosts. The figure seems to be fully human-sized and floating mid-air. Whatever it is, it moves purposefully over the crowd, gliding from one end to the other. In fact, while watching closely, it almost appears as though the figure is wading through the air. This strange object is only visible for a few seconds, making it hard to get a solid look. low-resolution footage, it's hard to make any definitive conclusions. Some commenters have concluded that it is indeed a ghost floating over the crowd. Others, however, think it could simply be a bag caught in the wind or perhaps even a lantern. I'll throw this one out to you, the audience. What do you make of this strange floating figure? Let me know in the comments below. Another iteration of odd ghost footage. This security footage seems to depict a man being followed by a creepy ghost. As seen in the footage, a man walks outside from one point to another. However, immediately, trailing behind him is an oddly distorted figure. The figure is just visible enough to be noticeable when picked up on the dark camera. And if you look closely, you could actually see directly through the object. It's almost like a hunched over person. Whatever the spectre's intentions, it's clear that it's keen on following the man in question, and quite closely too. Video experts have analysed the footage and so far have come up with very little comforting conclusions. Some say it could be an artifact pixel cluster, an occurrence that can sometimes happen with security footage. This is when old footage overlays on new footage and creates a distorted figure. However, others believes that the eerie figure really is trailing behind the man.
Okay,
This video was uploaded to YouTube in 2014 by James McLean. It begins with the uploader stating he's been hearing noises all night. He investigates. Suddenly a guitar can be heard being strummed in the back room. As the camera holder investigates, something chilling happens in the hallway.
See?
Hello? Jesus Christ! Whoa!
A picture frame inexplicably falls to the ground along with what looks like some wood paneling. The camera holder is clearly frightened as he backs away from the incident. According to a post on Reddit, an old friend of James died in the back room where the guitar can be heard. It's alleged that James often had dreams of his deceased friend that seemed unnaturally real. It was as though he was talking to him in person. An undefined figure was also seen lurking in the house but would quickly vanish. The Reddit post also announced that James sadly passed away of a heart attack in the same room of March 2019. He was 40 years old. Could this footage show James's friend attempting to make contact? Some viewers have noticed the blurry quality of the footage, suggesting it was a hoax and that some string may have been used to pull the picture frame to the floor. However, considering the tragic backstory, it seems unlikely that someone would fake the footage for some cheap thrills. But what are your thoughts on these paranormal videos? Let me know down below, and hopefully I'll see you next week for another video. Until next time.